Air, food, and water are the three primary needs for a living being to survive. If you're still alive to watch this video, it's probably because these three things are inside your body. But have you ever wondered how these three things work in tandem to make you stay alive? Phosphorus, radium, sodium, vanadium, PRaNaV Nr on your screen, and today, let's talk the human circulatory system. In this video, I'll be giving you an overview of the system, discussing the parts of the system, as well as the different circuits, and the physiology of the system. Do stick around to the end of the video for a mind-blowing fact that will keep you up all night. So let's start off with a brief overview. The purpose of the system is to move blood throughout your body. This system delivers nutrients to tissues and cells in your body that keep you alive. Additionally, this system also removes waste products from your body, like carbon dioxide, chemical byproducts from organs or reactions taking place in your body, and other waste. So, what are the parts of this system? In this system, we first have the heart, which, as we all know, pumps blood throughout the body. Then we have the blood vessels. There are three types: the arteries, the veins, and the capillaries. The arteries transport blood from your heart to all the tissues in your body. Your veins return blood back to the heart. The capillaries, though, are interesting. This is the connecting point between arteries and veins, and this is what helps in the exchange of materials in tissue cells. I'll let you see a diagram in a while. But these capillaries are made up of arterioles, or tiny branches of arteries, and venules, or tiny branches of veins. Okay, at this point of time, let me clear a very big misconception. Not all arteries transport oxygenated blood, and not all veins transport deoxygenated blood. I'll be talking about the pulmonary circuit in a while's time, and you'll understand the reason for this misconception. That is why, as a common rule of thumb, remember that arteries transport blood away from the heart, and veins transport blood towards the heart. The last part of the system is blood, which is the only fluid tissue in the entire body. It consists of plasma and three types of blood cells, which I've explained in detail in one of our previous videos. Now that we know this, let us move on to the different circuits. To understand these circuits, let's first understand this diagram. This diagram consists of two circuits, circuit A and B. The dorsal circuit, or the one above circuit A, is called the pulmonary circuit. This circuit is the one that brings away oxygen-depleted blood to the lungs to kindly request for a refill of oxygen. Then we have the ventral circuit, the one at the bottom, circuit B, called the systemic circuit. This is a very important circuit since it is the one connected to the rest of the body, so all the hormones, nutrients, and all that go all over the body, while blood containing carbon dioxide and waste materials are transported to the heart. So now we've understood these two circuits, but did you know that there's actually a third circuit called the coronary circuit? This refers to the vessels inside the heart. This is a circuit that returns and transports blood within the heart. This circuit also supplies heart muscles with oxygen. Oxygen-poor blood is returned to the atrium in the heart to be taken over by the pulmonary circuit. Since we are conveniently at the heart diagram now, I might as well take the time to explain to you about the valves of the heart. Valves are very important structures that prevent the backward flow of blood. We have four valves in the heart. Firstly, we have the tricuspid valve between the right atrium and the right ventricle. And then we have the pulmonary valve between the right ventricle and the pulmonary artery. And if you're wondering where the artery goes, well, it's on the screen. Thirdly, we have the bicuspid valve between the left atrium and the left ventricle. Lastly, we have the aortic valve connecting the left ventricle and the aorta. And if you're wondering where that is, then yeah, it's on the screen again. Other than those valves, there are also valves wherever blood is traveling against gravity. I want you to remember very well what I'm going to say. All arteries do not have valves except the pulmonary arteries, and all veins have valves except pulmonary veins. Systemic veins have what we call the valvula venosa, or valves in veins. Alright, So now that we have discussed the components, the circuits, and even the valves of the system, how do all of these come into play to make the circulatory system functional? Well, let's bring out the diagram again. The right ventricle of the heart starts pumping oxygen-depleted blood to the lungs. This is facilitated and made possible by the pulmonary artery. In the lungs, the blood then gets a Starbucks refill of oxygen. The pulmonary veins then carry the oxygenated blood from the lungs back to the heart, and specifically the left atrium. The left atrium sends the blood to the left ventricle, which pumps blood to all parts of the body through the aorta. The aorta branches out into many different types of arteries, as I have stated on the screen. I'll give you a second or so to look at it while I catch a breath. Alright, done? Let's continue. As blood goes through your body and different capillaries, it drops off hormones and nutrients and collects waste products. Then, the blood is transported to the heart through the vena cava to the right atrium. Blood is sent to the right ventricle to be pumped to the lungs for carbon dioxide to be exhaled. Since it's called a circulatory system, it works in a circle. So this process runs again and again each time your heart beats. And that was the in-depth view of the human circulatory system. You see how this system works in tandem with the respiratory system? Well, I have made a video about the respiratory system a long time ago when COVID-19 was still a thing. Do check it out, link in the description. Anyway, now we've come to the mind-blowing fact that everyone has been waiting for. Even though I spent about 800 words explaining the anatomy and physiology of the circulatory system, all these processes actually happen in less than a split second. In fact, you know your heart rate, on average it is 80 beats per minute. But when you're exercising or hyperventilating during an examination, then it's on average 120 beats per minute. Now that obviously means your heart beats 120 times every minute. But less obviously, this means that the entire circulation of blood from the heart to the lungs, back to the heart, to all parts of the body, depositing hormones and collecting waste materials, all that happens 120 times every second. That translates to 2 trips around your entire body in 1 second. Now that is mind-blowing. Click the link in the description below to watch a video about the respiratory system as well as a video about blood cells, a major component of blood. I hope you learned something new today, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace! I can't reach the camera. Bye.